Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again. Hey, what is going on? Hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Welcome to another episode of Outside the Chute. I'm your host, Randy Frame. I'm telling you right now, we had a very cold weekend up here in Nova Scotia. It was Saturday morning. I think it was saying it was minus 41 degrees with the wind chill. And that's Celsius, but at the same time, Fahrenheit is the same. So it was minus 40 Fahrenheit as well. Yeah, you'll hear in this episode my calculations with Celsius and Fahrenheit are not good at all. But anyway, we had a cold one, but it seems like we're snapping out of it right now. It's Sunday afternoon, and it seems to be warming up some, so we'll take that, definitely. This week's OTC Player of the Week comes to us from the Warrior Academy as Arkansas Razorback commit Jaden Ramos takes home the weekly honors. Jaden hit .632 with 5 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 8 runs scored last weekend while playing in Arizona. Amazing job, Jaden. Best of luck moving forward, and especially at Arkansas with the Razorbacks. On to this week's guest, and we sat down and chatted with utility redshirt junior with the UCLA Bruins and Barona, California native Seneca Curo. Seneca is currently going into her 4th season with the Bruins and is the ultimate utility player. Last season alone, she played 5 different positions, first, second, short, and third, and then some in the outfield. I find that incredible. I mean, to play all the infield positions, you got to have a good head on your shoulders for that, because, I mean, you got to take different cuts from people. You got to, there's different situations playing all those different positions. And then to go to the outfield, don't even get me started on that. I can't judge a fly ball. So kudos to Seneca for, being able to do that. That's just amazing. We're going to talk to Sen about growing up on the Barona Indian Reservation in Southern California with her parents and 4 brothers, how she made the transition from baseball to softball, her whole recruiting process to UCLA, and of course, her mom's amazing enchiladas. You'll hear. Anyway, Sen was an absolute treat to chat with. I'm so excited to see what's in store for her this season and life after UCLA. I'm sure it's going to be big. With that being said, grab that drink, sit back, relax, because here we go.
I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. I can't describe what I'm feeling, ain't never felt this freedom. I got the world in my palm, like camera action, it's on. Ain't never felt this freedom. Could you say that anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes, anything goes.
Here we go. We are happy to have on with us today redshirt junior utility player with the UCLA Bruins and Barona, California native Seneca Curo. Seneca, thanks so much for coming on the podcast.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
How's things going down in Cali today?
Good. Just typical day, class, and then got practice later.
Right
and do it all again tomorrow.
Nice. So what's a typical day look like for you?
Well, while I'm here at school, wake up, go to class, have rehab, and then practice and weights, and then that's pretty much it.
Rehab? What, you injured?
Just a slight shoulder mishap, but we're all good.
All right, right. Throwing arm or catching?
My catching arm.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good then.
We're pretty much back to normal, 100%.
Right on. So, I mean, you're 7 days away from season opening. Must be getting pretty excited to get going.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't really hit me yet. I'm sure it will that day, but we've just been grinding. So just caught up in that right now.
Now, have you guys been out, like, you guys have great weather down there all year round. So are you guys able to, like, as soon as you get there in the fall, you guys are able to just keep grinding through until season starts?
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely blessed to have, like you said, great weather year round. So, we're able to play pretty much almost every day out of the year, unless there's like a weird rain out of nowhere. But for the most part, able to play year round.
That's awesome. I mean, today up here, like I said before we start, I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, and today the temperature, I think we're in Celsius, so here it was minus 21 in Celsius. So I think in Fahrenheit that's like minus 30 something, or no, minus 10 or something like that.
That's freezing. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, it's bad. And what's even worse is this weekend, like on Saturday, they're calling for a wind chill of minus 41 Celsius. And like, what? Come on.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine like living and working in those conditions.
Oh no, and it's rare. Like we've been great all like up until yesterday. We've been above freezing. But it's just we got a little cold snap coming, and we're gonna have to take it head on. Unfortunately. So, what is it you're taking at UCLA?
I'm majoring in sociology.
Okay. So why sociology? What led you down that path?
Well, I kind of listened to like the upperclassmen, and they were mostly like psych, and I did want to do something medical, but I took like one med bio class and I was like, this is not for me. So sociology, I don't know, there's kind of like, it's very broad, like you can kind of write about like your own perspective on things, which I thought was cool. Plus I want to be like a firefighter after I graduate, so there was no like, I couldn't go like the med bio route because I feel like that'd be too difficult, like balancing that in sports.
Right.
So I'm just looking to graduate and then kind of just go right into the fire academy after I graduate. Right
on. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. So we have a little thing that I like to start the podcast with. I call it quick pitches. I'm gonna throw out some random questions to you, and just you answer them as best you can.
All right.
So first one, if you had to live off one meal for a week, what is it?
Oh, I think I would live off my mom's enchiladas and rice.
You know what's funny? You're probably the hardest person I've ever had to get information off of because you're not on social media, which is crazy. And I applaud you for it because it is, there's days where I'm like, why am I even on this? But, actually one of my last question was just how good are your mom's enchiladas? So, so how good are they?
To me, I think they're the best, but I don't know what other people would argue. She's taught me how to make them, so I can make them, but not as good. Not like mom's, but to me, they're the best.
I think I've had them once, and I'm trying to like, so that can they range in like what's in them? Like you can change what's in them, or is it just always the same thing?
Yeah, so she makes like beef and chicken enchiladas. I never thought that I'd be talking to you about this, but
that's all right. It's all good.
No, it's cool. Yeah, so she just makes like chicken and beef enchiladas. Like it's like a casserole, so it's not like the typical.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing.
But it is the best.
Oh, so do you like put sour cream with it?
Oh, that's weird because I don't really care too much for sour cream. But she makes like homemade salsa too, which is like the best.
Oh, nice. Oh,
yeah.
Now I'm hungry. I never had supper, so I should eat.
Me too.
All right, next one. Best thing about going to UCLA?
Oh, wow. There's so many positives. But for me, it's being surrounded by the best of the best, like the best academically, the best athletically, and everyone around you wants to make you a better person or better athlete or a better woman. Like, so just being surrounded by the best of the best.
Right on. Best walk-up song you've used?
Oh, I don't even remember really my walk-up songs. I want to say Homemade by, I don't even know who it's by. I have to look into that. But yeah, definitely country is my vibe.
Oh, okay. Right on.
So,
right on.
Yeah, any country songs.
Okay. One thing that someone would be shocked to know about you.
I think one thing people would be shocked to know is that I like to fish and hunt. I feel like that's not a typical thing that a lot of people like to do.
Okay, good one. Well, up here in Canada, we like to fish and hunt. So, favorite Bruin uniform color combo?
I like the all blue. I feel like it's pretty slick.
Yeah, it is. And it's funny because I think it was about a month ago, I had Addison Fisher on here. She's committed to you guys. She's ranked number one in those rankings. And I asked her the same question, and hers was the blues and whatnot. And I love the blues as well. But the funny thing is, when I was doing my research, for you, I came across the gray ones that you guys use that have like kind of like a black square on, like it's, I don't know. I just come across them once. Do you know what ones I'm talking about? They're like all gray.
Like gray pinstripe?
Yeah, I think they are. But the top has like, they look like little boxes like on the anyway.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Have to pay more attention.
But I never saw them until yesterday, and I was like, man, those are sharp. I like those ones. So I don't know. Maybe you guys retired them. I don't know. But it's Rachel Garcia was wearing it, so I mean, it had to be recent.
Yeah.
What do we got here? If you could go back and play one game over again, what one is it?
Oh, it was my freshman year before we got shut down for COVID, and we were playing in Florida, and it was, I don't know what the classic is out there, the tournament name, but we were playing Florida State, and we were down like 2-1 or something, and we came back and won like 3-2 in the last inning. But just like that game was so emotional for me. I wouldn't say emotional, but it was just, I was a freshman, so I was kind of like new to it all. And just, yeah, like the emotions that get brought back, like thinking about that game was just a lot of fun.
Was that opening weekend of your freshman year? I think.
Yeah. I think so.
Oh, we're going to talk about that because you went off. Okay. You went off on that weekend. We're going to talk about that. Okay. Two more here. Do you have a go-to show to binge watch?
I think either Grey's Anatomy, I'll just fall asleep with it on. But lately I've been watching like Yellowstone with my roommate.
Oh, okay. So. Yeah. I've watched a couple episodes of Yellowstone. I haven't really got into it. I probably will because everybody talks about it, so I have to. But
yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Grey's Anatomy, when it first came out, I think I watched the first couple seasons of it. But the only episode that I really truly remember is the one where Meredith was holding the bomb inside the guy. Oh yeah,
that one's crazy.
That was intense.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like, I still remember it. Like, and that would have been 2005, I'd say, when it first started. And to this day, that episode still sticks with me. So
yeah, there's a couple crazy ones, but
yeah,
I remember. Sure.
Last one here. Now you mentioned the hunting and fishing. Biggest fish you've ever caught?
Oh, I hope my family doesn't call me out on this. No, I would say around like 10 pounds.
Holy!
Largemouth bass. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. The biggest fish I ever caught was a 18-inch lake trout.
Oh, yeah. I don't know too much about like different species of like fish. We just have like largemouth bass and like catfish for the most part.
Right. So is that like, do you fish mostly out of the river or lake?
A lake, where I live. I live on the Barona Indian Reservations, and we own like land around a reservoir, so we go fishing down there all the time. Right on. As much as we can.
Well, hey, that's like a perfect segue into let's get this going. Let's get to know you. Tell us about your family and growing up in Barona.
So I have 4 brothers, which I'm like super proud to say. I always like try and bring up my brothers as much as I can.
Nice.
Super close with them. Mom and my dad, like love them to death. They raised me. They gave me like the best life possible. Like, I don't know, I'm super grateful for them.
Yeah.
So I grew up on an Indian reservation. I live like 5 minutes from all my family members. Like my brothers and cousins all come over for dinner like almost every night, and we always pick up like a new game to play. So like 1 week it'll be golf, the next would be like cornhole, then it'll be like spike ball, and like we're always just finding like new games to like play and compete at, which is super cool.
Nice. Is it competitive?
Oh, super competitive.
Of course.
Like most of the time I want to like sock them like if they beat me, but like but no, yeah, I like accredit like all of my like competitiveness like to them. Like they kind of they bring out like the most competitive side in me, I want to say.
And that's a good thing about having, such a close family and having, like you said, your brothers. I mean, they would definitely bring out the competitive edge in you for sure.
Yeah. For sure. Absolutely.
And I mean, like for the caliber of ball you play, I mean, that's definitely a good trait to have.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So how did little young Seneca get her start in the game?
I grew up playing baseball like since the time I was probably like 4 or 5 till when I was like 9.
Okay. And
then I did not want to switch over to softball just because like, I don't know, I just felt so comfortable like playing baseball. And I was a pitcher, so I liked striking all the boys out.
Of course.
Yeah, so I started playing softball when I was about like 10. And then, just like travel ball once I got to like 12 or 13. And then,
So how come you made the switch? Just because,
because like there was kind of like not nothing there for me in baseball, but just, I don't know, my parents knew it was like time for me to switch over to softball. So I kind of just reluctantly went with it.
Yeah. So did you have a love for it right away, or was it something, did it develop over time? Yeah.
No, I like have always like grown up with the ball in my hand, like always playing catch with my dad and my brothers. Like inside the house, we would like break stuff. So my mom would like yell at us to go outside. But no, my dad grew up playing baseball, and like I always just wanted to be like just like him or like better than him,
Right.
And so that's kind of like where my love for the game developed. And yeah.
Nice. So who were, you mentioned your dad and your brothers were like, obviously they were some of the people early on that helped you in your development. Were there any coaches along the way or anything?
Oh yeah. I've had like so many like coaches throughout the years that like I still admire and, look up to. But I mean, my most recent one, or my last travel ball coach, like Dave Mercado and Mark Smith, and like, I don't know, they were just good people, I, like cared for you like so much more than cared for you more outside of softball than just being a softball player. Right. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, that goes a long way, like, for development, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's talk about your high school and travel ball career. You were with Ramona High in high school, very successful, 4 years with the Bulldogs, 4 league titles, all CIF selection, 3 of those years. Hey, I did my research. Look at that.
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
How fun was your time in high school?
Oh man, high school was so much fun for me just because it was like close to home. I didn't have to drive an hour and a half to go to practice. So 10 minutes down the road, I got to play with some of my best friends that I still like consider my best friends to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And my coach, like Lexi Slater, I think I played under her for like 2 years, but I still like try and keep in contact with her, and I feel like high school was like a break from travel ball, if that makes sense, but in like a good way. Like I still was playing like softball, but it was, I don't know. I feel like I had like, if not more fun, like playing high school, just because it was kind of.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're with them every day at school too, right? Like. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm playing with my best friends. That we would just hang out after, or just,
Yep.
So yeah, high school was a lot of fun.
Any big moments stick out for you in high school?
Yeah, I think it was my sophomore year of high school, and we were playing Megan Faramo in the CIF championship. She went to Cathedral.
Hmm.
Um,
She's all right.
and it was like, what's that?
She's all right.
Yeah, she's all right, I guess. But yeah, I didn't even know her like that sophomore year in high school. But yeah, it just like comes full circle, you know. Like they ended up beating us like 2-1 or something. We should have won that game, but it's in the past now, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that was a fun game. I wish we would have won. And then I don't know how much research you've done, but so I played with like Hannah Bowen and Alexa Neal, like Jamie Rowe and Jordan Fick, and like Hannah Bowen went on to play at U of A. So still really close with her, you know, good friends, but. Yeah, just met a lot of good people and had a really good high school experience.
Nice. Now your travel ball, you said you were with Athletics Mercado, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So is that where you had to travel? Like how did that work for you? Were you traveling like all over the U.S. with that team, or mostly sticking to the West Coast?
I mean, I feel like back when I was playing travel ball, a lot of the good teams were like in California, like so we didn't necessarily have to travel outside of California, but yeah, we would go to like Florida and like Texas, and yeah, kind of just all over the place, which was cool.
Oh yeah,
to see.
Oh, especially being that young. I mean, that's great to you know, get to see the country like that, and you get to play the game you love. So I mean,
yeah,
that's all good.
100%.
If you're into online sports betting, well, we have the app for you. I'm telling you right now, I use it personally, and it's helped me cash out at the highest odds possible a few times now. You see, betting lines have different odds at each sportsbook. By using the BetStamp app, you can line shop across all sportsbooks to ensure you are finding the best value available for each wager. It's like using Trivago to find the best deals possible, essentially. I'm sure everyone has used Trivago at one point in their lives. Well, by using BetStamp, that's exactly what you're doing in the sports betting world, by trying to find the best payback for your buck. I'm telling you right now, this app is awesome. Go download it today and use the referral code OTC. Well, what are you waiting for? Do it now. Again, that code is OTC. Let's talk about that recruiting process. What led to you committing to UCLA?
Well, I knew I wanted to stay close to home, like Pac-12, or you know, as close to home as possible, just because I'm super close with my family.
Yep.
And so I kind of didn't even really like go to schools like on the East Coast, or just like in a respectful way, you know. I kind of just told them like I want to stay close to home.
Right.
And then so I got the opportunity to go on a visit to UCLA, and I don't know, I just fell in love with like the campus, and like it's like the best of the best, but like honestly, the coaches just made me and my family feel like so much at home. Like I remember I brought my little brother, and he was probably like 5 or 6 at the time, and they like took him like just on their own, you know, and was like playing with him, and like I really admired that, and I liked that a lot, like that the coach is just making me and my family feel at home. So
well, that'll do it.
Yeah,
especially since you said, you know, you're so tight knit with your family. I mean, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So were there any other schools you were considering on the West Coast?
I wanted to go to Oregon. That's funny. Just like I haven't like brought up these like stories, you know, in a long time, probably like 5 or 6 years now. So just thinking about it again brings back like memories. But yeah, so I wanted to go to Oregon, just because I like, you know, like I said, Pac-12, kind of close to home. But it didn't work out, you know, and so I couldn't be happier with like where I am now and the decision I made. So
how far are you from home? Like what's the travel distance?
Like 2.5 hours.
Oh wow, that's not bad.
With no traffic. Yeah, so I can like kind of go home not whenever I want to, but
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say with no traffic. That's What is it? What is it with traffic? 5.
With traffic, it could be anywhere like 3 to 5 hours.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. So what's the biggest thing you remember arriving freshman year?
Just like the team like culture, like obviously they had just come off of winning a national championship when I arrived, and I don't know. So just seeing like the upperclassmen and like the way that they carried themselves, like I had like Bree Perez, Kinsey Washington, Megan Framo, you know, like all those. I played with Rachel and Bubba, you know, which is kind of crazy to think about because that's long ago too. But just seeing the way that the upperclassmen like carried themselves and like how, I don't know if serious is the right word, but they took the program, you know, like that is kind of like what I like aspired to be like, and kind of just how I want to be in, like that role model for these like underclassmen now. So.
Right on. Right on. So was there an adjustment period for you, you know, living away from home at all?
Yeah. It was kind of, well, I wouldn't say hard for me my freshman year, but you know, like when you're living at home and you're just going to high school, like I said, like 10 minutes down the road, like, and you come home, like for me, it was always easy. My mom like had dinner made and had my clothes washed, and, you know, so I had it really easy.
Comfort level.
Yeah, definitely out of my comfort level. But I feel like I've grown and matured so much, like just being here these last 4 years, like that I wouldn't say that I could do like anywhere else. If that makes sense.
Yeah, totally makes sense. Let's talk about that first weekend, freshman year, because I mean, not a bad way to kick off your college career. I mean,
yeah,
I got the numbers. You hit 500, 2 doubles, 2 home runs, including the grand slam, 11 RBIs. Were you like, oh, this college softball thing's pretty easy?
No. I mean, I think I remember going to dinner with like Maya after the first weekend, and we were just, because I think she had a really good weekend too, and we were just like, wow, like, kind of just like, what is going on, you know? Because we were both like these little freshmen, and I don't know. And then we were like, okay, like this is cool, but like we want to be able to do this against like bigger schools, you know, like top 10, top 5, like. So we were like, okay, this is cool that we were like able to do this, but like we want to be able to do it when it really matters, you know.
Yeah, that's one thing. Trying to be consistent is the biggest thing, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. Now, of course, pandemic arrived and shut things down when you guys were off to a 25-1 start, which is crazy. But before I get to that whole ordeal, I need to ask about facing the U.S. Olympic team. What was it like playing them? But more importantly, what was it like getting in there against Monica Abbott?
That was a lot of fun, actually. That just you like talking about all these things, like I said, just bringing back like such good memories that like I haven't thought of in a long time, which is, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
Facing the U.S. national team, I remember we were kind of just like, we have nothing to lose, you know. I remember Coach I saying like, just get up there and like take advantage of your opportunities. Like if you get 3 pitches, like swing at all 3, like, and I don't know, we'd go back to the dugout just like laughing, like what, like 3 pitches we just struck out and 3 pitches, like what is going on? But yeah, like I said, we had like nothing to lose, so we were just playing like for fun.
And I mean, you're facing Monica Abbott first, like that's just crazy. And here's a question. I don't know if you can remember this, but like her windup is so unique. Like one thing I noticed, I wonder if it throws batters' timing off, because, you know, she does that extra little thing. Like when you were in there against, like, was it imposing or anything? Like, or did you have to adjust your timing? Yeah.
Yeah. So I remember she throws super hard. And then she's tall too and like lengthy. So it's just like, yeah, her motion, her movement is kind of like just throws you off. But I don't know. That was a very cool experience. And it was at the Mary Nutter too, right? So I would guess that there was like a lot of people there watching. Oh, that's right too.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah. Just like so many cool experiences like that I've had here at UCLA that I'm just super grateful for.
Right on. So the pandemic hits, everything's shut down. Walk us through that, because that was such an unprecedented thing that, you know, hopefully we never have to go through that again. But how did you and your team handle that news?
So it was we were, like you said, like, I didn't even know the numbers, like 25-1. I had no idea about that. But I just remember like we were having so much fun, like playing. We were about to start like Pac-12. And then, yeah, I remember sitting with my roommate and they were just like, okay, this weekend, like this game is canceled. And then the whole weekend's canceled. And then the whole month's canceled. And then the whole season's canceled all in like the matter of like a day or two. And so we're like, what is going on? Like, then they're like, okay, everyone go home. Like, and so it was definitely like a whirlwind of emotions. But I think the coaches and like Coach I did a really good job of like keeping us connected. Like we had like Zoom calls, like one to 3 times a week, you know, just to catch up on like what we're doing and like how we're affected by this. And then like the protests were also going on at the same time. And so we'd meet and talk about that, or we'd meet and talk about like a book that we would read. Like, I don't know. So I think Coach I did a really good job at just like keeping us all connected and, you know, cause like our team is like our family, like outside of our immediate family. So,
yeah. And I mean, there was a few weeks there that, I mean, no one knew what was going on as far as eligibility requirements went, which, you know, no, that had to be hard for all of you. But I mean, especially for the seniors like Rachel, Bubba, and Genevieve. Like that, like not knowing if you're going to get, like, they probably thought they were done. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't even imagine like being in their shoes now, like me being a 4th year, like, I don't know, definitely super, super scary. And like, nobody would want to go out like that, you know, like their college career. But, luckily, you know, the NCAA gave everyone like an optional 5th year, which I'm super fortunate, to have even now, you know?
So what was like when you, like, what was it like the rest of that freshman year and then back at home in the summer? Like, were you guys still under a lot of restrictions down there in the summer that year?
Yeah. I think I was just talking to this with like my teammates a couple of days ago, but just how different like life has been, you know, like obviously everyone was shut down, like super scared, didn't know what was going on for like a couple weeks there. But, also like on the reservation, like I said, we have the lake and like we have like land. So we kind of just like stuck to ourselves, if that makes sense. Like, like almost every day during that summer out, I would just go to the lake with my brothers. And like, I had like such a good time, like during the pandemic. That might sound like weird, or I don't know if that sounds like weird or offensive.
That sounds awesome, but, actually.
Yeah. So like every day we just hang out at the lake, and it was nice in like a weird way that I didn't have any like responsibilities for like softball or school.
Yeah, that makes sense though. I mean, I mean, the world's going through a crazy spell, and I mean, the fact that you're able to go back home and, you know, enjoy it is awesome. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people didn't get to do that, but I mean, that's awesome.
Super.
So what, like, you get back, you know, your second go around at that freshman season, because you'd be a redshirt freshman, weren't you? Yeah. So what was the vibe like? Because I mean, you guys had to play with no crowds at first, didn't you?
Yeah, that was definitely different. That was definitely a weird experience. So yeah, it was still hectic. Like, obviously we were all really excited just to be able to come back. But I just remember like having to do like COVID tests like at least once a week, you know, which isn't that bad of a sacrifice, you know, but it was nice. I mean, nobody was on campus besides athletes. I remember that. So we had pretty much like campus to ourselves, and then no fans, which that was different, but I don't know, just going through it, you know, like taking every day, like rolling with the punches every day.
Yeah. No crowd though. That'd be almost like, you know, playing the inter squad game against, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, the only difference is you have umpires and TV cameras there. Like,
yeah, honestly, I don't even really like, I remember they would set up like posters in the crowd, like of our family members, which was cool. And then I think they would play like background, like sounds, or I don't even know, but yeah, just a weird experience that I've kind of like, like blocked out almost of my memory, just because it seemed like so surreal. Like, it doesn't even seem like that is, like, thinking about it now, like, that's so weird. Like, why would we ever do that? But
I know. Well, the funny thing is, now that you look back on it, doesn't it feel like it was a lifetime ago?
Oh yeah.
And it was really, like, it was 2.5 years ago. Like, that's crazy. And another funny thing about, playing with no crowds, I've talked to a number of players on here that, played in the Olympics, and they had no crowds, and they were like, it was the weirdest thing because they're in this huge stadium, and the only people that's there are like camera people, and they're playing like the highest level possible in the world, and there's nobody there. I was like, that's going to be so weird.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird, like I said, but honestly, I can't even like really remember how weird, just because it doesn't seem like we would ever do that, but we did.
Yeah, exactly. So that season, you'd make your first of what's now back-to-back trips to the Women's College World Series. How cool is it being in that environment?
It's awesome. Like, I remember my freshman year, I was like overwhelmed, just like, wow, like so many people, like why would so many people show up just to watch softball, But like, just going back, you feel like more comfortable each time. And then, like I said, seeing the upperclassmen like play and how they carry themselves with such composure, you learn to play like them or be like them, or you just feel more comfortable like seeing them so composed. And it's so awesome, like just how much the sport is growing, and just seeing all those people that would, that spend time and money and resources just to come out there and just watch us play, a game that we've been playing since we were little. It's kind of crazy.
It's pretty cool. And I think they, right before that World Series, they lifted the COVID restrictions. And I think that's when everybody was able to, come back like full fledged. If I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember. And that was the first year that they had the second tier deck available there. So man, that whole spectacle of seeing that second tier there now is just amazing. Like it makes it look like it's, professional softball. It really does. Like I honestly think that they could, add a second tier in the outfield and it would be filled. Like that's how big the game's growing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I feel like it could get only bigger,
Yeah, for sure. So obviously the end goal for this season is to get back there. What's the feeling like for you and the team going in?
We're hungry, we're grinding. Like, I know we have this mentality that like we're the best, like for me, at least, I know we put in the work, there's no doubt there that we've put in the extra work and all the time, so now it's just, I'm excited just to get out there and be able to show what we can do.
Nice. Any goals you have set for yourself personally this season?
No, I'd say I'm more of like a team player. Like I don't really pay attention to like my numbers or my stats or anything like that. So
right on.
Just as long as I could help the team win any way possible, I'd be happy.
Great team player right there for sure. What's the plans for you after you graduate? I mean, you said getting the firefighter. Maybe talk a little bit more about that. Yeah.
So my dream would be to go back to the reservation and work at the fire station there, and then like build a house, eventually down the line, and just maybe work on my council there, like in the like politics there, like one day,
Yeah. Look, so, it's down the road. It's down the road. You got time. Yeah. You have time.
Yeah, I still got a long time, but that would be the dream. Right on.
So I have a thing that I like to end the podcast with. I call it player association. I'm gonna throw out some names to you. You can touch on them. If you have a funny story, let her fly.
Okay.
First one I have is Anna Vines.
Oh, that's my girl, and just say whatever
whatever you want about Anna.
Oh, Anna's my sister. She's super awesome. Just a really good person, and my sister in Christ. So I don't know.
Right on. Next I have is Maya Brady.
Maya. She's a dog. She's a dog. We came in together and, I don't know, just super competitive also, you know. She's definitely like driven and hard worker. So
true. Must be that Brady trait.
I guess so. Yeah. It must run in the family.
Yeah. Savannah Pola.
No. Okay, not no, but she's my best friend, honestly. She probably won't. I don't know if she's gonna hear this, but yeah, my best
She better
friend.
hear this. She better listen to this. Savannah, you better be listening.
I'll show her this. I'm actually supposed to be hitting her ground balls right now, but she's my best friend, my roommate, my brother. I love her to death. So
awesome. And last but not least, Coach I, Kelly Inouye Perez.
Coach I, she's like my second mom. I have so much respect for her, just like what she would do for this team, and just everything that she's done for me in my 4 years here. And I just can't wait to grow my relationship with her. And she just wants the best for everyone. So
awesome. Great way to end this. Listen, Seneca, I got to thank you so much for taking the time to come on here. This has been such a great chat. I'm glad, Vinny, showed it to Vinny. He was able to set this all up. I'm happy he did. I wish you guys and yourself nothing but the best this season. I hope to be watching you in the Women's College World Series. And after that, I wish you nothing but the best going forward.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care, Seneca.
You too.
I read the rules before I broke them. I broke the chains before they choked me out. Now I pay close attention, really learned the code. I learned to read the map before I hit the road.
Hey yo, I know you never heard this before, but I'd rather lose a fight than miss the war. And I ain't wishing competition or fishing for it. I'm just living in a system, conditions are poor. I've been lost in the rhythm and misinformed. Too many late nights hitting the liquor store. Too many bad decisions, half-ass attempts. No sweat, no fear, no blood, no tears. I go hard, and I ain't making up no excuse. I'm overdue, I don't do what I'm supposed to do. Cause if you think about it, man, we're supposed to lose. It ain't all picture perfect ocean views. No, I was a first-class rookie, taking out bullies in my all-black hoodie. Man, a mystery, you know the history. Get it or forget it, cause poof, I'm out of here.
I read the rules before I broke them. I broke the chains before they choked me out. And I paid close attention, really learned the code. I learned to read the map before I hit the road. We say,
nobody's gonna see me coming. Nobody's gonna hear a sound. No matter how hard they try it, no stopping me since I found.
man a ninja, man a ninja, man a ninja.
Hey yo, I've been high and I've been real low. I've been beaten and broken, but I healed though. So many ups and downs, roughed up and clown. We all got problems, but we deal though. I'm trying to do better now, find my inner peace, learn my art form and find my energy. When my back's on the wall, I don't freeze up. Now I find my inner strength and I re-up. Here we go. I know I never been the smartest or wisest, but I realize what it takes. Never dwell in the dark, cause the sun always rises, but gotta make it to the next day. It's a feeling that you get in your lungs when you run, but you're running out of air and your breath won't come.
Are you downsizing? Maybe need more room because of additions to the family, or possibly seeking that dream home you've always wanted? Well, Tim Eisner at Royal LePage Atlantic is the guy for you. With a proven track record and multiple awards, Tim goes above and beyond to find out your needs and exactly what you're looking for. So if you're seeking a new home or trying to sell your current one, contact Tim at 902-499-5717 or check him out on Facebook at Tim Eisner. Again, that's 902-499-5717. Trust me, when all is said and done, we'll be saying Tim Eisner strikes again.